All right, let's get back to our main topic for today. Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price, who is staring down a potential recall. Last week, the county's Registrar of Voters announced the group leading the recall campaign did, in fact, submit enough verified signatures to put a recall to the voters. And today, that group, which calls itself SAFE, or Save Alameda for Everyone, rallied outside the county administration building, demanding the county supervisors set a special recall election date at the next board meeting on April 30th.
The damage that has been done so far is tremendous. And we should not be the only people that see what's going on. The Board of Supervisors have a job to do.
Now, the group claims the county was actually required to set an election date during its meeting last Tuesday. That meeting was the day after the county registrar certified those signatures. Now, let's give you a little background on District Attorney Price. She's a former civil rights attorney. She won the DA seat in 2022 with 53% of the vote. She promised to reduce mass incarceration, lighten sentences for defendants under the age of 25, and hold police accountable for misconduct. But when she took office, she drew opposition from prosecutors and community members who view her policies as just too lenient. Less than 7 months into her term, her critics formed a recall committee. Now, Price also promised to hold prosecutors accountable, and now her office is reviewing nearly 36 death penalty cases due to possible misconduct. Now, this all stems from a review of the trial and conviction of Ernest Dykes, a man found guilty of murder and attempted murder during a robbery at an apartment complex back in 1993. And as our Jose Martinez reports, the DA claims that notes written by prosecutors warrant a closer look.
Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price says all eyes will be on at least 35 death penalty cases after discovering evidence of prosecutorial misconduct. Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price says it was a discovery of case notes like these, identifying potential jurors by race and ethnicity as Jewish and as possible opponents of the death penalty, that's opened a Pandora's box.
My office has discovered evidence of prosecutorial misconduct involved in the death penalty cases.
Price says Judge Vince Chabria of the U.S. District Court of Northern California has ordered her office to review nearly a dozen death penalty cases. The first red flag, Price says, surfaced in the case of Ernest Dykes, who's currently on death row for the 1995 murder of 9-year-old Lance Clark and the attempted murder of his grandmother Bernice. Price says her office stumbled upon notes highlighting the race and ethnicity of potential jurors in the Dykes case.
In the course of reviewing Mr. Dykes' sentence, which is pending before, his case is pending before Judge Chambria, my office discovered evidence of a pattern of misconduct, prosecutorial misconduct that may well impact all of the death penalty cases in Alameda County over the past 30 years.
While the review is likely to reopen old wounds, Nina Salarno, president of Crime Victims United, says it's important to ensure that the justice system delivered a just outcome.
I think the district attorney's hands are tied. I mean, she has to follow a court order, obviously.
Price's office is reviewing 35 death penalty cases and says the probe could actually span further. Salarno says she worries about the toll on families who've already been victims of crime and lived through the trauma of a crime trial.
Action as my heart goes out to the victims associated with those cases. I'm sure they endured a long process to even get to where they are and get a conviction. And I believe probably with all their hearts, they believe that they had some finality and could move forward. So I'm sure this must be devastating news.
And while this review is ongoing, the DA's office is reaching out to victims and survivors whom these crimes might have been impacted. And the DA says that this is just the beginning of an investigation that could lead to more cases.
And the DA's office has advocates who are assigned to help victims and witnesses in these particular cases. If they haven't reached out to you and you are connected to one of the cases, you can contact them directly. Now, reminder, the state hasn't executed a prisoner since 2006, and Governor Newsom actually issued a moratorium on executions in 2019. Despite that, there are still 640 prisoners on death row, the most of any U.S. state.
Good morning. Once again, we're here at this county administrating building. And again, I just want to express our sincere appreciation for those helping us collecting those signatures. My name is Carl Chan. I'm the principal officer for the SAFE. Along with me is going to be my other principal officer, Brenda, and also our campaign manager, Chris Moore, is going to be here along with many of our supporters. I just want everybody to know that the recall of Pamela Price is real, is coming. This is it. And what we are waiting for now is to set up the date to recall Pamela Price. And the decision got to be made as soon as possible. So for this upcoming April 30th, we are asking the President, Dave Miley, county supervisor, along with others, to set up the date. So I just want people to know that on March the 4th, we submitted over 123,000 signatures, in which the ROV validated over 74,000 signatures. And what happened was also, Brenda, on behalf of us, we're sending to the ROV and asking the breakdown. So some of you may say, oh, we're barely making it. But I just want to give you a brief breakdown before I ask Chris and also Brenda to talk about why it's so urgent that we need to do that, and also some technicality and how the charter, county charter, also the state charter, working on this. But again, on those 123,000 signatures, and we are asking what happened for those 48,000 signatures, what happened? So basically, there's a small amount of signatures not validated because they are not registered voters. And then the other, they're talking about, I think it's about 23,000, right? Roughly 23,000 signatures, which were not, they're saying that they did not put in occupation. Now, we're also missing about 10,000 signatures. We have no clue. So we are suspecting that it might be when they got reached to a certain number of signatures, they just stopped counting, all right? So I just want to say thank you again for those who have signed and helping us as volunteers to get those signatures. But once again, we are here today to demand President Nate Miley, along with all the county supervisors, not only to certify on this April 30th for sufficiency of these signatures, but making sure that we set this election as soon as possible. So potentially it could be happening sometimes in July or maybe August. So at this time, I would like to ask our campaign manager, okay, Chris Moore, and to let us know a little bit about the charter and what happened and why we are asking and insisting that there has to be this special election. Chris.
Okay, thanks, Carl. Yeah, it's Chris Moore, CHRISMOORE, campaign manager for the Pamela Price recall. I'm going to go over, as Carl mentioned, a little bit about why the Board of Supervisors is required to set an election date when they meet on April 30th. And it's on President Miley to set that agenda item for April 30th. So when they met back on the 16th, at that date, they were actually still under county law, section 62, and they actually were required by the law to set an election date on that date because there were two reasons why. The board had not yet certified the board had not yet certified the election results on the 16th, and the Secretary of State had not yet approved the change to the county charter. Okay, that was Measure B. So that was not done as of April 16th. So the board actually failed in their responsibility to set an election date, a special election date, and it should have been within 35 to 40 days. President Miley has a second opportunity now. We should be under state elections code as of next Tuesday, April 30th. President Miley now has a responsibility to set a special election, and that would be in the August timeframe. So under Section 11240 of the Elections Code, he has the responsibility to set, and it says within 14 days, and that includes April 30th, to set an election date, and that is why everybody is here. We got this. We put this we got the approved signatures. You have hundreds of thousands of people that want this on the ballot and want to constitutionally have her recalled, and we need that done as soon as possible. And what will happen is we will see, and we will be here on Tuesday next week to talk to Miley. And by the way, we've asked to talk to all the supervisors, and many of them are setting up meetings, but to let them know it is their responsibility to set a meeting, set a date for recall, and they need to do that on April 30th. And that date will be sometime in the August timeframe. And we are very confident that she will be recalled based on the increased violent crime. We still see, we're still up 5% higher than last year in the violent crime in our community here in Oakland, and all the other crimes that continue to increase, and it's typically violent crime against our community members. So in any case, that's key, is that President Miley, it's your responsibility to set a date for the recall, put that on the agenda, and we want to see that on April 30th, and we'll be here to watch you and watch the board vote on that. Thank you.
Yes. Go for it.
So I'm so glad that Chris explained to many of us about why are we doing this and the technicality. But I also wanted to know that Brenda, the other principal officer, she has been a strong advocate, advocating for many of the victims and their families for years. And she's here also telling us why it is so important. We cannot wait any longer, and we have to have this recall right away. So, Brenda.
Recall Price!
Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price! Recall Price!
Okay, we're here again, and we're going to be here again, and we should not have to be here no more after the 30th. On the 30th, we're expecting those that are in elected positions, Nate Miley and his entire staff, to do the will of the people. 123,387 people signed the petition to recall Pamela Price. Those were registered voters, business owners, taxpayers, victims here in Alameda County. The damage that has been done so far is tremendous. And we should not be the only people that see what's going on. The Board of Supervisors have a job to do. And like it was said before, their next scheduled meeting was the 16th. The ROV did not stop counting those signatures on the 15th. So it should have been on the schedule. That document should have been received, and we should already be about to have the notification on when the special election is going to be. We don't need to wait till November. There is not a timeline on life, and waiting till November is not an option. We need her to go right now.
Yes.
The district attorney's job is to fight for everyone. This is not a civil rights position. This is a job to fight for the victims, which has not been done. We see it every single day. Victims have to take plea deals in order to get some kind of comfort. That's not what that is supposed to be. We needed her to do her job. She did not do her job, and we are exercising the right of the people with a recall. We have got the right amount of signatures, it's being validated, and the next step is the date, and for us to educate the people on that they need to make sure they're registered to vote. We will run a campaign with our new campaign manager, and we are so happy that Chris Moore is our campaign manager. We wanted somebody that knows what we're fighting for, knows about the people, to lead us to the next step, which is to get Pamela Price recalled. That is the mission of all of us. It's just not me, it's all of us. All of the citizens that signed the petition want her gone.
That's right.
Somewhere along the way, you have to know that you are making a mistake and become humble and reach out to the people that you were hurting and apologize. That has not happened. So we want her recalled. We want her recalled in the next few months, and we're going to fight for that today. We're going to fight for it next week, and we're going to get it done. If the Board of Supervisors do not do their job, that's a problem. They know what the charter says, and they know exactly what they are supposed to be doing. They're banking on the community not knowing what the steps are. So we are here to let the community know that they missed a step. We should have been already one step ahead on the 16th of April, and they chose not to do that. So on the 30th, we want you here. We want you to rally with us. We want you to stand with us. We want you to call in. We want you to come in so that we can get the special election in order to recall District Attorney Pamela Y. Price.
Right enough.